Surprise extra video! I figured I had some extra time in between this and the new outfit debut. So why not ride one last time with good old Rivendare before he rotates? The idea behind this is we're basically going to be using Jotun as a way to get additional copies of our relics, drawing through our entire deck until we can slam down a Rivendare, destroy the Rivendare, shuffle the 3 cards into our deck, then using a Relic of Dimensions to draw into all 3 to give us a way to play them all at once and then destroy them all with Deathwing the Destroyer. Now, for the Mulligan guide of the deck, you basically are going to be looking for the Relic package. This will allow you to easily scale up your draw power through Relic of Dimensions. It also will allow you to have some type of board presence early on in the game. Outside of this, you're going to be looking for draw power / early game removal tools such as Mark of Scorn. Now, with that all being said, let's look at some games. All right, time for a game against Warrior. Let's see what they have in store for us. I know there's been a lot of unnerfs, including the Relic of Dimensions, which we do have in our starting hand here. I'm going to get rid of Going Down Swinging and Relic just because we don't really need them right now. Though I guess Dimensions might be a card that we could have kept. Oh, so these two are cards that I almost consider cutting out of the deck, but I wanted some additional ways to get additional relics that weren't Arabian Visor and such. So they ended up sticking in the deck, and they can actually give us some removal tools later on in the game. And it looks like they're going to be a Renethal deck. 40 HP. Boy, am I not happy to see that again. There's Cobalt Miner. Actually, I shouldn't say I'm not happy to see Renethal back where he was previously. I actually really did like him like that, but it is kind of sad that they're not keeping him in rotation. I get it. Maybe we'll see him return in a few years, but you never know, right? Just gonna slam this down. The nice thing about this matchup in particular is they are slower, so we could actually get our combo off. And if we somehow do, it doesn't matter how much HP or armor they have, we just instantly win the game. That's all we need to do. All we need to see is them to do that. I get why they're trading, but I don't think that's the smartest. We're going to coin, yeah, let's coin out Jotun. I also never really got to use Jotun in anything, I don't think, too. I know Jotun is sticking around, and he's still a pretty good card. I am curious if he does double because of his battle cry, if you do bounce him back. I know Odin used to, and then they quote-unquote fixed it. In my opinion, they just made the card worse, because it didn't say there was a limit of how many times you could, you know, get the arm or attack gain from your armor, but I guess there is. I understand why, because of brand existing, but it would have been cooler, right? Okay, that card. I'm happy that I'm only running one of them, but at the same time, there are situations where you could, in theory, slam down a Warrider or one of the Horsemen back into your deck and then like try to reset your deck that way, but 90% of the time that's just going to look bad and feel bad. I also kind of wish we did not do what we did with the Chaos Strike there. We probably should have just waited a turn. Well, to be fair, we didn't know the top deck was going to be Deal with the Devil. Oh, okay, unless they have... Well, I mean, that is a way to damaging it. I was going to say a way to damage it from their hand, like Blade Storm. Blade Storm would have been bad. Oh, Going Down Swinging. We can go down pretty hard here. Going to put that back into the list. And then we'll use the second Going Down Swinging just because it'll wipe out the board, and then we'll smack them from our good 10 damage. We just got to draw through our entire deck. At least, I mean, they are armoring up. Armoring up, I think they think, oh, hey, if they'll probably run out of resources, right? Problem with that line of thought against our variant of the deck is we don't care if we run out of resources, to be fair. I'm going to go for Pocket Sand just because it's additional damage, but I also thought about using Abyssal Depths there. Also, I will say the original version of this list, I did use Abyssal Depths, and then that was a very, very old version of the list. It was not good. Like, it was not a good version. With all the spell Demon Hunter buffs, I think this one is probably the best out of all the variations that I've tried over, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. Whenever the last Demon Hunter list was probably the start of me trying to make this deck work. And then I just kept putting it off and off and off. Then rotation was about to happen, and then I thought I didn't have any more time and I needed to focus on some other stuff that I was working on for in the background. And then I found out, oh hey, I have free time. And you know, we might as well try to record a video, right? And did that pocket sand do absolutely nothing right there? Excuse me? Or did it hit our face? Okay. Well, oh, I guess it could have hit their face too. Okay, farmhand. Draw a card, which will draw us at least one more card, which draws us 2 cards. Come on. Not the one that I wanted to hit, but that's fine. That's fine. Can we get anything good? Security. It's time to drag this farmhand away from the stage, I guess. We still have 1 Relic of Dimensions in the list. Because we got to remember the last one that we used was randomly, well, the last one that was played was from Jotun, and it wasn't us actually playing it. So we should still have 1 in the deck. Okay, we're getting closer and closer to what we need. Okay, there's rock. We're going to rock their world in a few turns, I think. I'll pop that. Okay. Let's grab Sage. And then... yeah, let's do that. I think this is probably the best bet we could have done. We do have a lot of draw power cards in the deck, so we don't want to overdraw. And I kind of want to make them waste as many resources as humanly possible, right? Well, I mean, yeah, that's fine. As long, okay, so the other thing we have to watch out for is when we slam down Rivendare, we probably also want to make sure they don't have Reno. Because if they have Reno and then they destroy our Rivendare, we're going to be in a very, very sad position. So we're trying to make them waste that resource. I'm assuming in a 40 card list they probably are running Reno. I'd be amazed if they're not running Reno. Well, actually, I guess they could probably not. I guess they don't really need it. But also, it looks like they probably won't have it just because they did run duplicates there. Oh, well, we have seen duplicates before, too. But Warrior does have a lot of draw power, so that could be it, too. There's a lot of possibilities it could actually be, and the reason why. Come on, hit my face. Perfect. We're just trying to heal. I'm going to slam down Rivendare now. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to... oh, so we're still missing the 2 bound souls, which really does suck. I wish we weren't, but we are. Oh, Rivendare survived. We live to ride another day. There is one of the souls. Actually, that counts as 2 because there's only 3 minions in the pool. Oh, actually, we don't need it for that because we've already played Jotun. I'm just dumb. Sometimes. Okay, so remaining in the deck, what are we missing? Relic of Dimensions, I think, is one of the cards no matter what, right? I feel like there's something big that I'm missing that we haven't played 2 copies of yet. Okay, Odin's a little bit too late there. I say that, and I know how much damage Odin can put out in a single turn. Oh, Mark of Scorn, that's auto-played. So we draw. Then we get Relic of Dimensions. Perfect. Hey, hey, hey. All right. So all we got to do is survive 20 points of damage in a single turn. Well, it's not 20 points of damage. It's going to be 19 points. As long as they don't have 19 points, we got full combo. Oh. Go on. Come on. I don't think they got it. I don't think they got it. Let's go. Let's ride out this game and show them Why, I am the destroyer of worlds and hope. One of the most beautiful animations. Okay, now for Paladin. Well, let's see what they have in store for us. I will say this, Paladin is probably a class that I am least excited for in the new set, just because very much similar to DK. It feels like both of them, well, I mean, DK, it makes sense. There hasn't been too many cards to revisit, but Paladin, uh, there, well, I guess there aren't that many decks that you could revisit instead. All right, let's just get rid of this minion before it becomes a huge problem. Okay, so what? We hero power. We could Illidari studies first, I guess. And then we could hero power. Actually, let's just use Relic Vault. Relic Vault. If they buff up their minions, they buff up their minions. They're going to buff up their minions. Okay. I think we'll use Phantasm here. I'm assuming they probably won't have a way to deal with this. I am very curious of what Paladin deck they're actually playing. Prismatic Beam. Earthen Paladin, but they use their hero power, which kind of makes me kind of question it. Also, I will say, really cool that they updated the Silverhand recruits to be more like diverse. I know those tokens have been in the game files for like 2 or 3 years, but it's nice to see them finally do something. I'm actually amazed they didn't try to make Dude Paladin a thing again after the rotation. I know they rotated all the Dude Paladin cards out, or the majority of them, but it could have been still pretty cool if they had decided, just going to slam down Jotun. Because Paladin has some iconic decks. The majority of them at this point, I feel like, all play the same. Like, I don't think there's been a new Paladin deck that I've been interested in a long time. Earthen Paladin, I think, is the closest, right? Just because it's at least a little bit unique, even if it is just good old Pogo Hopper 2.0 or 3.0, depending on how you view it. I kind of just want to slam this down to have an additional body. Literally no reason besides that. Though, to be fair, the wolf might have been a good decision too. It really just depends how you view it, right? Wolf, in theory, we should be able to get it to the left side of our hand really quickly. Okay, so we're at 7 mana. Lucky for us and unlucky for them, we do have Unleash Fel, so we're going to Unleash Fel probably, honestly, the last time that we'll see it in standard, or at least on my channel, will be right here. I also briefly thought about maybe trying to get a Thaddeus short before Thaddeus rotates out with the new Thaddeus Paladin list, but Paladin usually does bad on the channel, and I don't know. I've already done it once. I don't need to do it a second time. All right, so there is good old Rivendare for later on. Do kind of wish we had been able to use Taste of Chaos there, but that's fine. Here, also kind of cool, we saw a tier in... Oh, actually, never mind. I was going to say, we officially saw a tier in Hearthstone before we saw a tier in WoW, but I think we saw them both at the same time. I'm curious if we'll see a Metis in WoW at some point. Try to minimize the amount of Divine Shield screw-ups this could do. Actually, I should have used Fan the Hammer first. Oh, that... Is this going to backfire how I think it's going to backfire? We can get 2 6/6s out. Let's just use Fan the Hammer here. We could have easily prevented having to use the second one there. We could have used it later if that wasn't the case, but oh well. Sometimes you make mistakes. It is a little bit late right now. Okay, I'm assuming they're going to have the other prism beam or prismatic beam. Or Keeper Strength. Keeper Strength also does it. I almost forgot that card existed. Okay, Deal with the Devil. Actually a good card to top deck because we get a free board for no reason. We can use this to draw a few more cards. I'm probably not going to use that right now. Relic Vault would have been good if we had gotten it in the opposite order. But I can't be too picky. I mean, I can, but Prismatic Beam. Come on. Okay, what top deck are we looking for that we want to duplicate? Oh, Going South. Actually, that's a good spell. That's a really good spell. Now, the question is, do I want to use it to get rid of everything here? I think the answer to that question is yes, because then we also won't be healing them. And we'll also be doing 5 damage to their face while we slamming down 3 or 4 3/3s. Okay. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have used Going Down Swinging there. All right, that's a good card to double. Oh, that's not a good target to hit though. All right, I guess we're going to try to minimize how many. Maybe this is a bad play. Now that I'm thinking about it, we want to minimize the chance of hitting a 2/2 with Relic of Extinction, and I'm pretty sure we screwed up. We could have had an additional minion on board, but that is what it is. It gets rid of all 3 of them without having to worry too much. Then we can use the second deal here. Hopefully they don't have an answer to this. I think they still have a Prismatic Beam, and they probably have a Keeper Strength still, if I remember right. If they're running 2 copies. This could also be Highlander. Okay. Amidus is not a minion that I want to deal. Oh, that's actually kind of a shock. I would have expected them to reduce. Oh, actually, no. I get why they went there. Now that I see the Keeper Amidus, that actually makes a lot of sense because, oh, perfect. That is a nice top deck. That is a really, really nice top deck. We still probably are going to want to attack into Amidus first, get rid of her, and then let's actually make some board space so we can use the Warband if we really need to. Also, have you guys seen the new portraits that Blizzard has revealed for the Battle Pass for Whizbangs? The reason I mention this is the... actually, what are we going to do here? Let's grab Deathwing, of course, just so we can get it out of our hand. But have you seen the new Warlock skin? It has nothing to do with the actual set, so I'm actually amazed that it is. And it looks more like a Demon Hunter skin than a Warlock skin, if I'm being completely honest with you. All right, let's use the Scythe, get rid of the 2/2. I was thinking or trying to figure out how we could remove the 8/8, but leaving the 2/2 up to give them a 10/10 next turn would be bad, and that could be bad too. Oh. Okay, at least all of those are back in the deck. I did not want to draw into one of them instantaneously, though. We should have the other Unleash Fells in the list too, still. I think. I could be wrong about that, actually. Okay. Chaos Strike is one of those cards that randomly getting it here. I don't think we're burning any cards because they're all getting instantly destroyed whenever we draw into them, but there might be a downside to this. We are taking that fatigue damage. That fatigue damage is not... Oh no, we got Relic of Dimensions off of... not Relic. Unleash fell off of Taste of Chaos, right? Oh, never mind. That... that is actually pretty good, because that gets rid of basically the entire board, right? We get to do a whopping 13 damage to their face. Oh, that ain't lethal, but it is 1 off. We're so close. All right, so as long as they don't have a big heal, we should win next turn. In theory, okay. Well, and they have to do 30, or if they do 30 damage. I don't think they're mining, so they're probably not running Shroom. But outside of that, like, I'm trying to think of... Holy Mackerel Roll wouldn't be a bad card in this situation, but I don't think that deck is running it. We can do it. Come on, just don't have anything big. Like, if they don't put a taunt up, we still have a way to, okay, do the damage, because we do have the forecast spell. Come on. We're going to make you have some tears of your own here in a second, my friend. And we're going to bring the end of this game. Let's BM a little bit, though. Let's see if we... Pocket Sand, go! Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. So, this deck isn't the greatest, I won't lie. However, it does showcase Rivendare, which is something that I wanted to do before the rotation actually happened. But originally, I thought I wouldn't have any time before the big debut stream. That will be tomorrow, March 16th at 5:30 p.m. PST. Which means this is the final video with this current model, and the next time you see me, it will be a brand new design that I am super proud of. So, like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.